want to fuck Beyonce and Rihanna. We'll see which one of those things happen first.
Shit, don't look now. It's Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen. We're the Keyboard Warriors, presented by CageSidePress.com. I made it law. It's Fred Kirby. Coming off, I'm fresh off a trip to Denver to cover one fight night, one championship, first U.S. show. Honestly, it was a great fucking show, man. Like production value. You've been in a couple UFCs, right? So like production value wise, like it might be better. It was a lot of fun, dude. Like they do a lot of shit. You know, they have like a whole runway thing down, and it's actually a lot of fun. So that was a cool time. Then, because obviously UFC 288 last night. Everyone's talking about the main event, dude. You know, Aljo may start. Kind of depends. It seems like it depends on where you watch the fight, to whether or not you thought one guy or the other one, right? So, who did you think won?
Man, I didn't think that the fight was actually as close as everybody. Like I thought Aljo won the fight, bro.
Yeah,
even if you whether it's a split or a unanimous, whatever you want to call it, bro. Like yeah. I thought Aljo won the fight. But man, I swear to God, on everything I fucking love, I get so sick of like I feel like as fight fans or especially as mixed martial arts fans, we do the same thing every week. We show up and we bitch and we complain about the same the fucking refs or the goddamn judges. Yo, listen, it was a close fight. Aljo won. You fucking Henry fans out there or the people that think Henry won, you definitely can't make a solid 100% like if you so it's one of those things, man, where if neither and I guess you could say that for Aljo too. Like, but I think it's a lot easier to make the case for Aljo getting 3 rounds than Henry. Like, but if you can make the case for either guy, then I feel like you can also not make the case for either guy. You feel me? So, like, if it's one of these deals where it's this close, just shut the fuck up. Your guy lost. I mean, listen, if you're a Henry Cejudo fan, I feel like you should take solace in the fact that he looked good. Listen,
great.
He's one of these in-betweeners as well. Make no mistake about it. Henry's little short, ugly ass should be a flyweight. That's where he was, and that's really where he looked the best. Now, ironically, again, I call him an in-betweener because he has a hard time making flyweight. Like, it's a real hard weight cut, but he really ain't big enough for 35. Now, because he's so fucking talented, and this is coming from somebody that really doesn't like that disgusting little twat, because he's so fucking talented, he's able to go to 35, starts TJ, and go 5 rounds with Aljo. But technically, I just don't really think he's big enough. I think he is a more talented, I don't know if I would say grappler, but definitely a more talented wrestler than Aljo. Definitely more acclaimed or whatever the fuck. Like, he was a goddamn fucking an Olympic champion, for fuck's sakes. But he sure as fuck wasn't out wrestling Aljo. He wasn't dominating him in the wrestling. And I think that's more because he just ain't really big enough for 35. Aljo was a lot bigger than him, and Aljo's not exactly a huge bantamweight. There, fucking Sean O'Malley looked bigger than fucking Aljo. So you know.
Yeah, no, it was that was rough, man. It was a rough. It's rough to make the case, like you said, for Henry Cejudo, like straight out, right? To me, it's easier to make the case for Aljo. I thought Aljo won. Aljo got takedowns. Aljo did you know, he did work. He put in work. So you know, people can get mad and say Henry won, also this stuff. It's fine, but
damage matters. Damage is not the only
damage
thing,
matters.
But Henry's face was sort of fucked up. He had the big fucking goose egg on.
Aljo's face is clean.
Aljo's face is clean. Bro. Again, not that means everything, but in a fight that's so close where we're talking about inches, that matters a fucking lot. Damage is a big fucking indicator when one guy's got some sort of significant damage and the other guy has fucking none in a close title fight. That sort of shit matters.
I remember when I went to go cover Holloway Arnold in Kansas City not long ago. I forgot which fight it was, but you could hear like, and everyone heard it, but I don't know if anyone said anything about it. But one of the corners, their fighter comes to the stool, sits down. He goes, "Hey, stand your fucking ass up, head up high," and all this stuff. And the guy's like, "Well," he puts his chin up and everything. He goes, "Visuals matter," and I'm like, "Damn, that's true. That's absolutely true. Visuals fucking matter." So there you go. That's just the face all fucked up and everything. I mean, it matters. So
let me tell you something. Visuals matter. You know what else fucking matters? Audibles. And I'm gonna tell you something. If I was Aljamain Sterling, what was that? Was that fucking Randy Moss that mooned those pricks on that bus? Boy, I would have pulled my pants down and shot my moon at all those cocksuckers in Jersey. You motherfuckers, this event, the reason we're here, fucking JWoww, and all the rest of the fucking Jersey pricks that were in the audience, the reason we're here is not because of that small little Mexican. It's because of me. You motherfuckers better goddamn start putting your fucking hands together. Boy, Aljo, it was like you could hear a goddamn it fucking owl. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was waiting for the pop, and then they low-key fucking booed when he won.
They booed the fuck out of him. It was wild.
Like,
it was like,
what the fuck? Now, I get that the fight wasn't exactly the most exciting, but I tell you what, it's like this, right? If you're abroad, right, and you're like a solid 6 or 7, the best thing you should do is go get a bunch of 3s to hang out with, because then immediately you become like an 8.5 just by proxy. So the co-main event sucked so much fucking dick, which we will get to soon, that the main event, in hindsight, I was like, you know what? That fight wasn't that bad. I woke up this morning like that whole fucking card sucked. But at the time, because the co-main event was so fucked, I was like, shit, it was a pretty good fight, actually. Like, I wasn't terribly disappointed after the main event. But the truth is, for somebody like Aljo, who's actually pretty charismatic in the prime of his career, an American, for fuck's sakes, like that fucking doesn't matter to any goddamn body anymore. But I'm surprised that, like, not even just the Jersey thing, but as a champion, I feel like he don't really get his due.
He doesn't.
But listen, let's be very fair about that. I think a lot of it has to do with performances like this. Now, listen, I realize when you're the champion and you're fighting the absolute second baddest dude on earth, it's hard to shine. I understand that. But let's make something very fucking clear. The champions who we all put on that massive pedestal all have one very fucking clear thing in common. They smash. They finish. They fucking destroy. If you're a champion that is always getting split decisions, and after every fight we're debating about whether you even deserve to keep the belt or not, motherfuckers are going to generally sort of just shit on your leg. And that's where Aljo's at. Way easier said than done, but Aljo needs to come out and smash a couple cocksuckers. Submit them. What he did to Corey Sandhagen, he needs a couple of those in a row to really sort of fucking. And again, I understand. What are you going to do, right? This ain't the WWF, and he's fighting very, very fucking tough. It's hard to look good when you're fighting the best guys on earth, but that's what you got to do to sort of separate yourself and become a champion that everybody's going to fucking pay fucking $80 a month to watch fight.
No, 100%. And it's funny because I was looking at the Instagram right here, and the second comment is Cejudo slaughtered him, and I'm like, on what planet? So you're right. Like, I think he needs to come out. If he comes out and smokes Sean O'Malley, right?
Well, hold on. So, say, Jack, hold on. I got
no. I said if.
No. I'm saying you said that somebody said that Cejudo slaughtered him.
It's the second comment right here.
On our chat?
No. On the Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. That shit would be like, okay.
Okay. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, who are we though? Retro Fat? That's a good name for you. You are fucking stupid. You are stupid. Now, I'm not saying Henry didn't win. I will say Henry didn't slaughter nothing. Like, let's just be very clear. He didn't even make his nose bleed. I don't know if this dude's trolling or maybe I'm the old man that's getting fired up about shit where this motherfucker ain't even serious. But boy, stop playing with me. You're gonna make me mad. What the fuck? Henry didn't slaughter nothing but his hog in the fucking hotel room that night.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's pretty bad. All right, so there you go. That's the fight. Next up is Sean O'Malley. You know, the matchup is kind of wild because, like I said, Sean's bigger. He's got better striking.
How did you feel about them letting Sugar Sean in the cage after that? You know what? Let me. I know I'm fucking shot out of a cannon and shit tonight, but we haven't done our thing in a while. Boy, I'll tell you another thing that bugs the fuck out of me in our community, if you will, is the self-righteousness of MMA fans. I fucking hate you, cocksuckers. You motherfuckers sit around and act like you took karate for 20 years and I think it's so bad that a little scuffle, bro. I fucking love that. That little what's that motherfucker's name? Marab, that little ugly motherfucker. Boy, he grabbed that jacket. The shit.
I laughed so hard.
God, I hate when MMA fans act like we're watching polo or some fucking pussy swimming event from the Olympics. Motherfucker, this is cake. Now listen, the shit show that broke out years ago with Diaz and them after the cage, where it was a goddamn full-on rumble and people getting stolen.
Strike Force,
the shit with Habib jumping out of the cage. There are lines where it's like, okay, wait a minute, this could get bad. That wasn't this, man. That was fucking fun. I seen everybody like, oh, even DW, who I usually agree with, was like, oh, goddamn, that was
a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, stop it. That's going to be fucking fantastic. Let me tell you something. If you think that ain't going to be on every goddamn promo video, Marab wearing that fucking jacket and fucking Sean pushing, they're going to use, and as they should. I think that shit is fantastic. I hate that so many MMA fans act like they don't like that shit. Oh, that's so rude. I just think it's so disrespectful. I think you guys are a bunch of fucking pussies, man. If you're that worried about disrespect, go watch soccer. As a matter of fact, don't watch soccer because those are heathens. Go watch fucking baseball or something, you fucking puss.
That's one thing. Soccer, the soccer thing is that they're some of the most racist motherfuckers go to soccer games.
They're fighting. Yeah, they getting a fight. Soccer probably ain't for you either, bro. You need to go watch like tennis or some shit like that. Go watch golf or something, man. Stop being a fucking minor.
100%. Go to comments here. Otis is in the building saying close fight, but I give it to Aljo. I think everyone, honestly,
I think that's the general sentiment. There's a close fight, but Aljo won that shit. What are you gonna do?
Yep. Neil Magny versus Phil Rowe, June 24th. That's solid. This one's interesting. Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana. Pena injured her ribs, and they bring in the person that should have gotten the shot in the fucking first place. So it's great. What do you think of this one? Because this is actually interesting. Like, I'm not the Pena fight. You and I both talk, like this is not my dick's off. Like, there's nothing's coming out of this one, right? And then Irene steps in. Now I think we have a real. This is what you could do as a main event. Like, you could. So what do you think?
It's at least a fresh matchup, man. It's something to get excited for. Aldana has the whole. She is Mexican, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has the whole. Mexico is fucking coming on right now, so we got another Mexican fucking contender fighting for the belt. There's a great storyline there. She's a boxer. Am I mistaken by that? Is she a boxer by trade?
She's a boxer.
So she throws them hands. So yeah. What's not to fucking love? We got a fresh matchup. It keeps Amanda Nunes relevant. It gives her a stylistic matchup, which is probably going to make it entertaining for us. It's a Mexican fighter. So right now we are fucking, just got all kinds of Mexican champions and all kinds of like high-ranking Mexican contenders.
For real.
What's not to fuck? Yeah, this is fantastic. Especially as opposed to, a trilogy with fucking that loudmouth twat Pena, for fuck's sakes.
Which we knew was going to happen in that fight. The same thing happened in the second one. She was going to get mauled on badly. So I don't know. It's fucking if she wins,
Juliana Pena is a really interesting character because on one hand, I wouldn't mind throwing her a vicious stab, but on the other hand, she's got a jaw on her like a fucking Herculean man. Like
she'll break your hand, bro.
She's pretty in the face and she's got a nice body. But then again, she sort of looks like a goddamn pit bull in the jaw. It turns me off a little. She's a little masculine. I don't know what to make of her. She's cute. She's got nice legs, but she's got jaws like me.
Oh yeah, I always thought she was cute, and then I heard the stories of how crazy she allegedly is, and I was like, all right, I'm good on all that. But either way, no one's trying to dance. So it's all good. What it says. Here we go. We'll talk about this one because it's terrible. We haven't done this in the longest, but who is your loser of the week and how in the world is it not Crone? Progression is not my friend Gracie. Man, I'm a Crone fan, but this one, I was so irritated watching this shit. I wanted to turn it off, but obviously I was like tweeting for Cageside Press, but it was just bad. The whole time just pulling guard, not even shooting, dude. Just pulling guard, trying to clinch and take him down, submit. Do you agree with that sentiment? No progression?
Well, yeah, listen, there's nothing to not agree with. That's obvious.
Yeah.
I think the question just becomes like, what is the plan? I don't know, man. If because the Gracies are almost, they are a time-honored tradition in MMA at this point. I just feel like, I guess when I hear that, I think of if I'm a Gracie, if I'm who's the fucking elder Gracie at this point? Henzo,
there's Henzo, there's his dad Hickson, and then
is Hickson still alive? Okay, yeah. So if I'm Hickson or Henzo, I'm one of the elder Gracies. Listen, you fucking pricks don't got to worry about jujitsu. There's a very, very, very small, minute amount of men or women on earth that are going to show you any rival on the mat because you guys just do. So I don't know, man. I don't know whether they need to go get what sort of boxing coach or kickbox, like they have got to get their game up to snuff. You are never ever going to make it in modern MMA if you're this much of a specialist. Now, I still think it is very important to be a specialist. I think you should have one aspect of the game that you're real fucking good at, like dangerous at, whether that's grappling, even if it's fucking wrestling, even if you're a Colby Covington or a Brock Lesnar type character, you need something that is your trump card. But you have got to be competent in them other aspects. If we're rating on a 1 to 10, if your fucking level is like below a 2 or 3 anywhere, you're fucked. Like you got to at least have like a 4, bro. Your striking cannot be horrible. And the same thing with grappling. We've seen this before. We've seen tons of amazing kickboxers come in and just get ran through in the UFC. Yeah. Like you have got to have at least a rudimentary level to get you through the striking exchanges or a little bit of the grappling exchanges if you hit the ground. Because in the UFC, bro, maybe not in MMA, maybe not on the local level, maybe not in Bellator, no shade towards anybody else, but if you're in the goddamn UFC, you're going to have to fucking flex all them muscles at some point. You can't fucking boot, scoot, and boogie around the whole goddamn fight. And you can't just expect that the motherfucker's going to stand and box with you. Like, you have got to be competent everywhere.
100%. And what makes me laugh about it is that watching the fight is the first time since, whenever Ian Entwistle fought, that I saw someone butt scoot. Like, Chrome butt scooting was like, and the funny thing is, I don't know if you're watching any of the, I didn't watch, I think I watched one, and it just happened to be the one with Crone in it. But the embeddeds, Crone gets in there to sign posters, and Henry Cejudo signing posters. Yeah. So he goes up, and Henry tries to make small talk. He goes, "Hey man, how's it going, man? Hey, is Nate coming?" And Crone goes, "Let me know when he's done." And he walks off. I'm like, motherfucker, you need Nate in your corner, bitch. You need to fucking train you some fucking hands or something. But it was bad, dude. It was bad. But it reminds me of Ian Entwistle, who he used to just almost literally run from his side of the cage and slide like a fucking soccer player looking for heel hooks. Okay. Last time I saw that guy fight, he got knocked the fuck out somewhere in Europe, I think.
And listen, I guess at the end of the day, everybody's not going to be able to do everything. So, like, if you're just at a point to where you've maxed out what you can do with your fucking hands and feet, then you've got to increase your wrestling acumen. Like, if you know the way that you're going to win this fight is with a submission, and your hands are just as fucking good as they can get, then, bro, you need some fucking Brock Lesnar takedowns. You cannot be fucking boot scooting around the ring. You got to be able to force the fight to the fucking mat if that's where you need it. And your fucking boxing could just not get up to snuff. One of those two things got to happen, or you just can fuck off back to jiu-jitsu or something. Like you're going to eventually, even last night, that was okay. You're eventually going to get fucked up in there if you can't, you know what I'm saying, compete on that level with the fuck on the feet.
Yeah, after the fight, I'm the only thought I had, literally the only thought on that whole fight, because I love Charles Jourdain. Dude's fun as hell. He asked for the Edson Barbosa fight, and I'm hoping they give it to him because that'd be great. But they're both high level strikers. But with Crone, I wish he would just go to jiu-jitsu, man. Like there's some money in it now because of Gordon Ryan. There's some money in jiu-jitsu now. You can go and do jiu-jitsu. There's no reason. I don't see what the point is to stay in there, get punched in the face while you're trying to clinch with somebody the entire fucking time. So, yeah, that was rough. It was rough, and I didn't really care for it too much, and it kind of bummed me out because I'm a Crone fan. So, anyway, Santiago, what's up? Hello, guys. To me, Aljo won. You and everybody, most people. Yeah, anyway. This is 2023, not 1993. Train some striking. That's literally what everyone's been saying. Yeah. I think Rogan said it's not 1995 or some shit like that. But yeah, it was interesting to see him just not even bother trying to strike. As far as fights go, one more on this one. Belal Muhammad. You want to talk about it? I want to talk about it. First, just for the record, Gilbert Burns couldn't use his left arm because on a takedown, he fell on it and injured it in the first or second round. I can't remember. So that was that's why he got injured. That's what happened. He's gonna go, get to see a specialist. Hopefully, he doesn't need surgery. Yada yada, all this other shit. But he only threw right hands, right hook, straight rights the whole time, and kicks. And Belal went in there and he looked good, and he wasn't like trying to make it boring. But man, okay, so one of my friends doesn't watch MMA at all. He doesn't know shit about MMA. He's a pro wrestling guy, but he's not an MMA guy whatsoever. And he watched 288. And he was texting me the whole time. And he goes, "Hey man, I don't know this Belal guy. If something like I said something like I don't know this Belal guy or anything, but man, his face, he just looks annoying." And I'm like, you're on point, dude. He's kind of fucking annoying. It is what it is. So anyway, he wins. He's gonna be and he's in line, next in line after fucking Colby for a title shot. I mean, shit. Are you at all impressed with Belal?
No.
Because I was bummed he didn't finish Burns. Burns was one armed.
Yeah.
One arm.
Listen, man. Listen. We picked the right fucking title for this show. Make no mistake about it. I am a keyboard warrior. I realized that all of the fucking broads in the UFC would beat me within an inch of my life. So make no mistake about it. When I'm talking all this wild shit about all these fighters, I'm saying it knowing that they will beat the dog shit out of me. I'm not very aware of my fucking manly fucking acumen in this fucking realm. So with that being said, let me just say that I am not fucking excited about any of this shit. I realized that Gilbert's shoulder was fucked. So I do have to give him a little sympathy in that regard. But if I'm being completely fucking honest, I thought the Jorge fight was a little weird. I know that Jorge is a very, very good fighter. He's also 97 years old and a cut hair away from retirement. And I thought Gilbert looked a little flat in that fight. So I don't know exactly what the deal was there. That was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Fair enough. He bounces right back here at shoulder. It's unfortunate, but for all of me, he's looked lackluster in his last 2 fights. It's like, who the fuck was that dude that fought Hamzat Chimaev? Where was that fucking guy? I don't know what the fuck. I don't know where the fuck that dude's been the last couple fights, but that's neither here nor there. His shoulder was fucked up. It is what it is. Fair enough. That's a bad injury. Now, Belal, baby, Belal. The problem with you is you took a fucking injured fucking Gilbert Burns with a bad shoulder and made the fight. You know what? Belal has this magic fucking ability of looking extremely aggressive and busy the whole fight, yet all of his fights suck. I don't know what it is about a Belal Muhammad fight that just fucking lulls me to sleep every time, because usually if a fighter is quote unquote boring, you can point at the fact that they're usually a wrestler, or they're just sort of I don't know, their striking is very, very sort of nonchalant. They're a point fighter. Belal always looks like he's swinging hard. He's always coming right at you. Yet he don't be finishing nobody. The fights is it just me? Am I a cunt? Or are all Belal Muhammad's fights low-key boring? After this fight, I tweeted, I feel the same way after every Belal Muhammad fight. He wins, and I feel like I've got a case of blue balls. Like, I feel like somebody just fucked with my balls a little, blew on the head of the cock, just got him nice and hard, and then like I never the fucking fight just never takes off for me with Belal. Like, it's always kind of good. Oh, there's a jab. Oh shit, a decent kick. But nothing ever like fucking escalates. Nobody ever gets the bleeding real bad. Nobody ever gets fucking damaged. Nobody ever gets knocked out. He got his fucking eye poked one time. He got slept by Vicente a month of Sundays ago. And short of that, it just it's fucking lackluster. I don't know why. I can't really put my thumb on it. But every time I watch a Belal Muhammad fight, afterwards I'm like, eh.
And he's cringy and shit, dude. I want to say, and by the way, shout out to Psycho Man. What's up, dude? He's to me, he's the cringiest guy on the roster. One of them, right? But he's definitely like up there. I think he's more cringy. I want to say he's more cringy than Henry at this point, to me. Like the little pillow shit that Henry did at the ceremonials.
It was a long time ago at this point.
Yeah. But I mean, like, no, but like he did the pillow thing this last weekend. I don't know if it was ceremonials or at the presser, but he was kicking the fucking pillow. Dana was helping him throw. I was fucking laughing. That was funny because he hadn't done it in 3 years, so it was a little fresher. But Belal's the same thing. Like, New Jersey, you suck. I just kidding, Frankie Edgar, and he walked away. I'm like, stand on it, dude. What the hell? Like, stand on this shit. I'm just kidding, Frankie. Like, no, dude, come on. Anyway, so that happened. I think the reason people think he's boring is because most of his fights have been, most of them, like this was mostly striking. He didn't shoot very much in this one, if at all. But most of his fights, he's trying to clinch you, put you on the fence. So he had a chance right here to make it exciting with a one-arm Gilbert. And look, he won anyway, but everyone would have been like, oh, fucking Gilbert had one arm. Wouldn't matter. If it was an exciting finish, it would have been exciting as shit. But it's just, he didn't do it. So,
sometimes I really wonder what is more important. And I guess if you're winning fights, that's more important. But like, I wonder is it more important to be a Matt Brown type character or a Belal Muhammad type character? I would rather watch Matt Brown fight 10 out of 10 times and twice on Sunday than watch a Belal Muhammad fight. That being said, Matt Brown's a cunt hair away from being fucking not in the game no more. He's got a 50-50 record at best, and Bilal's about to fight for the title. So is it better to be beloved by the fans as somebody fun and entertaining to watch fight, or somebody that wins all the time that I can't fucking stand to see on my TV?
So I think the answer to that is you gotta find the middle, right? Because you could be Damian Maya, you can be, I don't want to say he's super boring, but Damian wasn't the most exciting fighter either. Like whoever the most boring fighter you can think of, you could be that guy, or you could be Cowboy Cerrone, who had exciting fights but wasted it.
Thing about Damian Maya is what a lot of motherfuckers don't remember is Damian came out the gate with 4 straight submissions.
He did
against tough guys. Let me tell you something. If you finish 2 or 3 guys in a row really fucking goddamn viciously, you can live on that for a long time. It's like a motherfucker in music. You make one real good song, you can tour on that bitch for 15 years.
Sure.
Listen, up until John Jones just beat the dog shit out of Cyril, he was low-key touring on Old Fame. He was touring off that motherfucking Machida win. John hadn't beat the dog shit out of nobody in a month of Sundays. But we all remember that little time where he fucking snuffed out Rampage, he snuffed out Shogun. You put together a few finishes in a row, and that shit will carry on forever. In hindsight, if you never put together 2 or 3 finishes in a row, I get, at least for me, it just always feel you fall in this sort of territory where it's like, I don't know who the fuck is excited that Belal Muhammad is fighting for the title or is about to. I mean, and I'm all joking aside, not trying to be a cunt. Like seriously, who is super stoked? Like who's only buying the pay-per-view?
Nobody,
Belal's there now, or not many, man, not many.
Nobody. So I think that what Damian had was as soon as he was someone's backpack, it was game. He was about to get finished. Someone was going to get finished at least. So I don't know. Belal, he got some work to do. All right. Let's see what else there is on here. I'm going to touch on
the Asian broad. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce my name.
Jan. Just call her Jan.
For fuck's sakes, Jan. Jan. So listen, that I know Jessica Andrade had about the worst game plan in the world. She's doing the whole over Doom, fucking running straight at you, fucking So, but hey, all that as it is, Jan still got a knockout over Jessica Andrade, which is a big fucking deal at this point in the game. Like Jessica's a fucking animal, no matter how you cut the cake. And the fact that this could line up like potentially an all fucking Chinese fucking women's fucking strawweight title fight. Again, I don't know exactly what the fucking market is for fucking MMA in China, but this has got to be fucking real good for it, no?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, and honestly, the finish was crazy, right? Because I think because that was why I was like between the fight, so I saw it clear out. But I also had Jake Noker, part of the Cageside crew over in Jersey. And he goes, dude, Charles Jourdain was talking to us, and when Andrade got knocked out, he was like, what happened? Oh no! Like even he was like, damn. So 100% super exciting fight. Now, people immediately started taking Twitter like, you gotta do that in China. I don't think anything's happening in China for a minute, so y'all can settle the fuck down with that shit. But it's an interesting fight. And I'll say it's an exciting fight. Her and Wei Li, super exciting. I can't wait for that one.
Right. I mean, listen, clearly you would want to do it in China, but yeah, I mean, listen, we've been wanting to fight collectively as MMA fans in Hawaii for a month of Sundays. What we want and what we're going to get are two completely different things. So yeah.
Funny thing about this, people ask the UFC all the time. Well, Bellator did it a bunch of times. In fact, Bellator does 2 shows every time they go. It's a show on Friday, show on Saturday. You want to know why? Because it costs. They're trying to get their money's worth. Okay?
Listen. Anybody that has the balls to say, well, Bellator does it. Let me tell you something. Bellator is about to get bought by the fucking PFL. So here's a piece of advice for all you up and coming MMA organizations. You see what Bellator's doing? Do the opposite. Whatever they're doing, do something different.
The opposite.
If you get bought by the PFL, You fucked up somewhere along the line. And I realize the PFL is backed by people that got a lot of money. I don't give a fuck. And the PFL's got a good product. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Who the fuck is the PFL's heavyweight champion? Who is their light heavyweight champion? Who is their bantamweight champion? And now ask me again why I don't give a fuck about the PFL. And I realize that, it makes me sound like a fucking disgusting casual and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But, the general consensus is people don't know about the fucking PFL.
So on that, and the fellow that broke the news, the one that put it out there, it took a minute for it to like light up because I saw it the night he posted it, and I laughed because I know the behind the scenes of it. No, but anyway, anyone has been like telling that guy telling people that they know this guy's wrong, it's not happening. He's been like unfriending and blocking him on Instagram. It's kind of funny, but he can get mad at me all he wants to. He fucking him and I are and yeah. Anyway, so without further ado, the PFL buying Bellator thing, they were looking at it, but Bellator priced themselves out. So unlikely to happen. And actually, I agree with Joe here. It's better chance of this happening. Saudi's buying it. I could definitely see that happening, and I wonder if they have enough money to shove into that to make it a thing. Because right now, the way I see it, UFC's won worldwide, not just US. UFC's won. One championship, probably 2 or 3. PFL's in there, and then it's everybody else. So, I don't think it's gonna happen. PFL buying Bellator, but it's fun to think about. So,
I think honestly, in MMA now, I'm starting to really wonder if there's even a place for a second tier. Now, I realize there will always have to be a second tier. There always will be a second tier. There's always going to be an MMA organization other than UFC. What I mean to say is, a couple weeks ago, it's been a while since we've done a podcast, but a couple weeks ago, BKFC stole the weekend, and they had pretty much the event of the weekend. Mike Perry beat Luke Rockhold in the main event, and it was very good. And so the thing that I'm sort of getting at is, I think direct competition with the UFC is futile. I think if you want to be in the MMA game, you might as well try to get on Fight Pass. You might as well try to do a deal with them. And I realize that I can just hear all the dicks out there. No, you can't do that. You got to have an alternative. You got to fuck out the monopoly. Shut the fuck up. I get it. I'm just saying, look at the history. Look at every fucking MMA organization that has ever fucking existed. What happens to them all? They're all on a gravestone somewhere in Dana's room. So what we got now? We got Bellator, the PFL, and one fighting championship, basically, right?
Yep.
Rumor has it Bellator about to get sold at any minute. PFL and one, to be fair, are fucking hemorrhaging money. Neither one of them are making any sort of money. Let me tell you something. This whole existence on earth is to make money. I realize that the PFL's pockets are really deep, but trust and believe, they will eventually hit a wall and be like, hey, check this out. We can't lose no more money. We can't keep so I think that if you're not playing ball with the UFC, bro, you're going to eventually just lose so much money that it seem like that's what everybody does. You either run a ship that plays ball with the UFC and help scout up to them and shit, or you eventually get ran out of business because you ain't making no money.
There you go. And you're right on point with that one. The hemorrhaging money thing is not going to help them whatsoever, either one, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And the Saudis buying it, they have a fuck ton of money, so that might work. All right, we got to run down a bunch of comments here. A few new people. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in today. All right, I'm gonna go with okay. Joe says Belal beats Kobe, then Usman in his run back to the title, then smacks Shavkat and retires. We can only hope.
He's on what's that? Boy, I love our fucking people, boy. Them motherfuckers be out there doing drugs. Joe, you on that?
Oh, Joe,
you got that meth pipe fired up again. So Belal gonna beat Kobe, then Usman, then he gonna beat Shavkat, is he? And retire. Well, goddamn, boy, I didn't know Belal was the new coming of motherfucking John Bone Jones. Jesus Christ Almighty, slap me and call me Susie. Fuck.
Shit. Quickly, Otis, did Marina Rodriguez get exposed? I just think she had a bad day. She don't even normally fight like that, so I thought she had a bad day, but well, who knows?
Everybody has a bad night every once in a while.
Yeah. Mario Batista versus Cody Garbrandt for August 19th.
Yeah.
Why are we setting up Cody to get fucked up, dude?
Yeah, I ain't mad. Let's see whether he can swim or not.
Question for you. Hey, Fred, what do you have to do to get name recognition? For instance, Cody has been on a bad run, but his name still holds a lot of weight.
Cody who?
Garbrandt.
Again, bro, it's about them finishes. It's about finishing. Listen, you can either be one of these charismatic transcendental personalities like Connor or Ronda, which we all know how rare those are, right?
Super rare.
Or you can be somebody who has extremely impressive performances in the cage. Now that's either sleeping somebody, having an impressive an impressive finish, or when Cody did what he did to Dominic Cruz. Nobody had ever dummied Dominic like that. So performances like that live on in infamy. I think sometimes even to the detriment of the fighter that does it. Like if you come out and you look too good against the right person, we put you on a bruh. And that happened with Cody. When he did that shit to Dominic, I was like, yo. And then he beat TJ, or maybe he got beat by TJ or something, but it was really close. Like he had fucking knocked TJ down, then TJ ended up knocking him out in the next round or something. All that shit was super exciting. It was super high level. He looked to be on another fucking platform. So I think that, again, man, 2 or 3 really impressive finishes or just amazing dog fights with other high level people, like them really impressive performances will fucking do wonders for your career. What the fuck?
100%. And it's about the performances, like you said. So
pretty much.
Belal could fucking take that list and shit. Brent Chrysler. Okay. What up?
I quickly in a nutshell, I've said this a dozen times on the show, but I'm telling y'all, man, if y'all are not hip, Chris Lytle is a very good example of that. Chris Lytle was a cat who would try to fight real smart. He was trying to get a title shot. He was trying to do everything he could win the fights. And I don't remember what fight it was, but he fought one fight, and it was really close. He fought really conservative. It was a boring fight, and he ends up losing a split decision. And after that fight, Chris fucking Lytle said, you know what? I'm never doing that again. Every fucking fight I fight from now on, I might lose, but that bitch gonna be exciting. After that fight, I don't know exactly what he went in the UFC, but let's just say he won half and lost half. Every fight was a fucking Matt Brown, Vanderlei Silva-esque dogfight. And for the rest of his career, you mark my words, go back and look at Chris Lytle's last 4 or 5 fights in the UFC. Every fucking one of them were fucking amazing. He lost half of them, but the fucking fight was transcendent. Sometimes, man, it's sort of like I guess some people can be John Jones and they can do it all and win. And then some people just got to choose, man. You either win the boring fights and take no risk, or you throw all the risk out there and you lose once in a while, but the fucking fans adore you.
Dude, at one, we had Sebastian Katamstan. Again, all these names are going to be nothing because it's one championship, right? But Sebastian Katamstan knocked out Roberto Soldic, right? Before, Roberto Soldic, by the way, for a lot of people will recognize the name, he was like the most sought after free agent for a long time, and one got him. So cool. But he got knocked the fuck out, and we didn't expect that to happen. Katamstan, meanwhile, at the presser, he goes, look, man, I don't know, someone's going to get knocked out. I don't care who, but someone's going to get knocked out. He said, I don't care who. He want to put on an exciting fight. That's how you do it. So at the very least, say and try. So we'll see what happens. Brent Chrysler says, BKC had a great event in Colorado. It was amazing. I wasn't there, but I like half the journalists that were there at one had gone to BKFC, and they said the event was great. Could have used a little better media seating, but the event was great, and Connor was there, and all these people were there, and all shit. Connor went in there and did the face off with Mike Perry. Honestly, great event overall. Like, it made me wish I'd have gone to that shit personally, but it was cool to watch on TV. I actually watched it.
What I will say about bare knuckle, man, that I find really sort of compelling and interesting is that for all intents and purposes, Mike Perry should not have beat Luke Rockhold.
No.
He's quite a bit smaller. One could argue that he's not a better striker, possibly not even a better boxer. But what I think that means, and what makes bare knuckle so interesting, and we've sort of seen shreds of it. We've seen Paulie I ain't been able to
I
pronounce
don't know
that
his name either. Magiani. I don't know.
Paulie Malignani or whatever.
Connor's buddy.
Fuck that fucking twat's name is. Yeah, Connor's fucking trampart. He lost the fucking a bare knuckle boxing match to Artem Lobov, the goat, the joke goat. So
the joke goat.
We've sort of known that this is not. It's not boxing. It is, right. But it is a different thing. And now we keep seeing like a guy like Mike Perry. Listen, Mike Perry has now beat fucking Michael Venom Page and Luke fucking Rockhold back to back in striking battle. So
and he was surprised.
Color me fucking shocked, low key. Listen, say what you want about Luke Rockhold, which I still think Luke's a very good striker. Jesus Christ, look at that mug, and that's a goddamn
fucked him up.
Yeah,
he fucked him up.
But Michael Venom Page is without argument one of the absolute best strikers in MMA. And yeah, I get that his kicking game is a big part of his prowess. The dude's got nasty fucking hands. What I think that means, though, is that bare knuckle is its own sport. It's a 100%. Different thing. It is not MMA. It is not boxing. It is not kickboxing. It doesn't seem hugely substantial, but the fact that there's no fucking gloves and the fucking clinch game that the dirty boxing they allow, the fact that there is no takedown, like bare knuckle is its own thing, and I think you're starting to see a real market for that might actually be fucking sustainable going forward. Bare knuckle is the one thing that I'm actually slightly fucking optimistic on. Going forward of all the sort of combat sports things right now. Bare knuckles interesting.
By the way, whatever Chad Mendes is on, send me that shit. He looked like a bus. You see how big this motherfucker was? His back was like most of his body. It was fucking wild shit. So whatever he fucking takes, I'm gonna take.
And he lost.
So
Eddie Alvarez out there just being a dog, boy, putting in work.
He fucking Connor's in the site that he's doing the coaching. He fucking pretends like he's a coach, but he has an uppercut, and for some reason, like Eddie throws it, lands it, and he points at Connor like, yeah, cool. And afterwards, in the post-fight presser, he's like, "Yeah, I thought he was talking to me," so I threw it, and it worked.
I think that's amazing, Connor, dude. I think that's so cool. The fact that he had fought both of them, and then he throws it, dude, and Eddie lands it and throws him a shout out and acknowledges it. Like, it's fucking like a script from a movie. That's so fucking cool, man. It was awesome. That's really.
It was funny. It was funny. All right, a few fight announcements here. Jalen Turner with Dan Hooker, UFC 290. Okay, man, fucking Jalen Turner's just fighting all the Aussies and New Zealanders, fucking left and right. He doesn't get anybody else. Robbie Lawler versus Nico Price. Fucking why? But all right. This one's dumb. I could care less about this one. People are gonna get mad for saying that, but Robert Whittaker versus Dricus Du Plessis. Robert Whittaker's gonna fuck him up. Like
I'd rather this than give Dricus do whatever the fuck. I don't want to see him fight Izzy right now. I don't know.
Fuck him up, dude.
I like this fight because if Dricus Du Plessis is going to get the fucking shot, he needs to
get to him.
Yeah, man. Now, if Robert Whittaker wins, that fucking sucks because, like, I know some people are probably down for the. Is that the? How many times would this be if Robert the trilogy with him and Izzy? Yeah, because Izzy's beat him twice. So this would.
Yeah, I think he's finished him twice, but I don't remember correctly. I'm gonna be wrong.
No. It went to a decision the second time.
Oh, did it? Okay.
He destroyed him the first time, and then the second time he won a pretty solid fight, but it did go to. Robert Whittaker did a lot better the second time, but still, I just think that's one of those. That's one of those fights where just stylistically, Robert Whittaker would have to have the fight of his life to beat Izzy.
Right. I'm gonna fight through the next few comments because someone already touched on the last our last topic for the show because we're actually out of time. Hold up, real quick. Amanda Rivas with Macy Barber June 24th. Okay. Macy will somehow win that again. Yeah, it's the one will be bankrupt inside 5 years. Fucking possible. I mean, they got a lot of money from Amazon. But if I don't know what the numbers are. They don't release them. Chachi kept telling us over and over again that the numbers will set records, and I hope they do. But if Amazon don't get their money's worth on this one, that should be over in no time. So I'm hoping they pull it off.
Another quick thing, we haven't done a show in a long time. I know we got to wrap relatively soon, but I just another thing that I had seen that had happened since we've been back is the whole Francis debacle. Just quickly. I think I've been pretty fucking active and open in saying that I thought Francis made a really bad decision by leaving and so on and so forth. What just quickly now at this point in the game, what do you think Francis is going to fucking do? Where does Francis go? Was it a good decision, bad decision? Like, where are we at with Francis in your opinion now?
PFL. I think he's gonna go if he fights MMA. I think he should sell out for a boxing match, talk his shit, do whatever he has to do, and get one big ass fight with somebody, get millions of dollars.
The thing, I think he wants to do that. I think he wants to do that, but I just 100%. None of those names are there for him right now. So it's like
right. I think he's gonna have to wait for the winner of or the loser of AJ and fucking more exciting than AJ by a fucking bust. Thank you, Deontay. Christ,
if they do that.
Yeah. Deontay got arrested for having a gun. Which, you know, he said, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I was like, I fucking hear that. Anyway, but I think I want to see that fight, but I think he's going to go to PFL and knock out no names. Like, he's not even signed, and I already call him the PFL heavyweight champion. Fucking cares. But I think he'll do something like that. But the thing that makes me laugh is anytime anyone talks about it, and I'll tweet about it, someone got legit fucking mad at me on Twitter for saying, like, man, look at you guys all fucking legitimately trying to worry about some other man's money. Motherfucker, don't you got a job to do? Don't you got fucking money issues too? Don't you got bills to pay? And you out here going, Francis is a fucking idiot because he messed up his money. Stop. Let the man make his fucking choices. If they're bad or they're good, doesn't really matter. But the thing with one, they offered him $20 million or something like that, or $20 million for 2 fights, and which honestly is pretty fucking good for MMA. But
really good. Shit, that's fantastic.
But what they wouldn't give, which makes me wonder what PFL offered. What he wouldn't. What one wouldn't relent on, Chacho would relent on, is like a spot on the board and a handful of shit. I'm assuming fighting insurance was in that conversation. Oh. So there's a lot of things or some things that he's asking for that's kind of getting him out of these deals. So. I don't
know if that's exactly true. As somebody who's been sort of not really on board Francis.
Right.
But if that is true, hypothetically, if he's asking for these things beyond 20 million, he that I don't know, dude. He's delusional. Like it's giving very much Fedor when he was trying to come to the UFC, and it's like, bro, we will give you a blank check, but we are not putting M1 Global's name next to ours ever. So it's like, Francis, we'll give you 20 million. But you're not sitting next to me on the board. Like you're, I mean, you know what the fuck? You don't get to fucking make decisions about the fucking company. First off, like, this is China. I don't think so, man. We do not fucking play those games. You're not like, no, definitely not. For
Singapore, sure. but I get what you're saying.
You're not fucking, you know what I mean? Like, we're not relinquishing any sort of real control over the company. Yeah. My guy. Now, again, I don't know if that's all true, but like, if that's true, it's like, I honestly, if that's true, I gotta wonder, like, who the fuck? Maybe fucking Francis really is like his own manager. Like, maybe he's making his own decisions, because it's like, you would think somebody would be like, listen, as admirable as this is, maybe Francis wants to be on the board so that he can make sure that the fighters get. But dude, you know what I mean? It's at a certain point, somebody needs to be like, listen, I hear you, but that's never going to happen. Like, the UFC was never going to give you the, you're going to get the money you want, which I guess at the end of the day, who gives a fuck, right? He going to get millions of dollars to fight next, so he's going to be rich. So that's sort of irrelevant. All this, bro, do you want to fight or not? Like, you got to stop asking for all this other shit, man. You're not going to fucking get it. You didn't get it in the UFC. You're not going to get it at one. And then, maybe he'll get it at PFL and I should shut the fuck up. But again, if I had a crystal ball, I will say the PFL and Bellator will not be in business for, the next 5 years. So it's probably not a great idea, Francis. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do anyway. Let's fly through the rest of these comments. They will have burnt, talking about one, they will have burnt 500 million by July 2024. Well, look, with all the bonuses that Charger gives out, he fucking gave like a bunch of, like, anyone that finished like 50K, and then a couple people got 100K. It was wild. Brent says, exactly why Belal isn't popular. No exciting finishes. Yeah,
pretty much, man. It's sort of that.
Yeah. Mike Perry lost that fight against MP, though judges robbed him. Very possible. Okay, so here's the last. The year is 2025, and PFL has also purchased one. Kairos. I would not be surprised. This is MMA, motherfuckers. Shit, that'd be funny as hell.
Money talks and bullshit walks in MMA for sure. I don't know. What is it? Viacom? I don't know exactly who has the fucking pockets of PFL, but these motherfuckers just fucking print money over there. So I'll give them that.
Yeah. No, what I understand about the PFL buying Bellator is that There was discussions about it. There was discussions about investors. There was discussions about a handful of things outside of all out purchase. So there's other players involved in buying it. I don't have specific names. I have ideas, but nothing I can put out there because I'm not going to do that. But there's a couple people, a couple groups that they're looking to buy it. Who knows what's going to happen? But I would say the Saudis are one, more than likely.
You know what the sad thing is? If PFL did buy Bellator, so like, what are the super fights that we like? At least back in the day when the UFC bought Pride or when they got Strikeforce, you were like, okay, yo, we get Luke Rockhold versus fucking, where the fuck, like, like if PFL did buy Bellator, what? We get Ryan Bader versus whoever the fuck their heavyweight or 205. Like, I mean, okay. Let me fuck off with the hyperbole. All joking aside, you actually know somewhat of the guy. I'm fucking like a casual at this point. If they did that, top 3 fights they can make of all like that are possible for that crossover.
Yeah.
But like, what are if you had all the power in the world? PFL buys Bellator tomorrow. Make me 3 fights that, as a casual, I give 2 shits of a fuck about.
She would have to come back and win her belt back, but Kayla Harrison and Cyborg is one.
Okay.
But again, but it's not huge, right?
Right. It's something, but it's not exactly fucking Francis fighting somebody, but okay.
Right. And then their featherweight, no, you're not gonna recognize his name, Brendan Lufnani or Lufnan, however you say his name. Super exciting fucking featherweight. Him and Max would be great. But again, no one knows who Brandon really is.
Does nothing for the general public.
Exactly. Yeah. Olivier Aubin-Mercier is their lightweight fucking champion. They have Stevie Ray. You can make a bunch of, but you're right. They're not massive fights. You make a good point for sure.
Yeah, that's not going to do that. That does not make me excited about either one of their potentials moving forward. Like, even if y'all did fucking join for it, the sad thing about it is, and I know that one does have a slightly different system because they do Muay Thai fights and all, but low key, bro, throw one's guys in there. You know what, Francis? You jump in the pool too, and guess what? Y'all still are barely moving the needle. Like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if all y'all join forces, y'all still like, what's that cat's name? The motherfucker, I ain't a big Marvel guy, but that motherfucker be snapping his fingers and making worlds disappear.
Oh, Thanos?
Thanos. The UFC is Thanos, Jack, and all the rest of y'all just out here getting, you know what I'm saying? You wasting time, bro. Y'all better take them gloves off and go fuck with that bare knuckle shit.
UFC just bought WWE. You don't think they could buy all the fucking promotions and they wanted to? The whole point is they need competition out there so they're not called a monopoly.
Real talk. Y'all are sucking oxygen because Endeavor's letting y'all. Like, they just like, go on, do that. Like, keep the heat off of us and do your little thing. But like, what are y'all really doing?
That means that there's a lot of matches within Bellator, within PFL that I enjoy. But as far as like so-and-so buys it, we can make crossovers. No, I don't care. Honestly, there's not a lot there. Hell, Risen had a fucking or Ryzen, whatever. How do you say this? Is it Risen or Ryzen? Anyone know? I've been saying Ryzen for years. So anyway, so they had an event too, and that's exactly how much I didn't know till last second. That's exactly how how big they are too. So all right. Last thing we're gonna talk about here, and it's sad as shit. Tony Ferguson got arrested early this morning, outside a nightclub in Hollywood. Allegedly, there's pictures. I have to say allegedly because it's how you're supposed to do in journalism. Allegedly, he hit 2 vehicles with his truck and then flipped the motherfucker. So then when they went to arrest him, he denied a breathalyzer test, and they arrested him and charged him with DUI. So I have no sympathy for anybody that drives drunk whatsoever at all, not even a little bit. So I get when people get hating on him. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna go out there and be like, "Oh, fuck Tony Ferguson," but man, that's just wild. Like Cairo says, T-Ferg has needed help for years, and it probably won't ever happen. If it has happened by now, it ain't happening. His wife called the police and got a restraining order on him because he was losing his mind. Tony thought, and this is out there, public record. Tony thought he destroyed his chimney because he thought something was in there. He thought someone put a computer chip in his leg. Like, he's not okay, man. That's just wild. So now this, I don't know if it's like, related to CTE or anything crazy, but it's just a bad decision. That's stupid.
Yeah. To be fair,
and in California.
I mean, that was wild that you drug him for the chimney thing like that. That low key ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That was some wild shit that he went through a while back. That was true. That was very true. But I mean, look, this was fucked up, and it like it's again to your point on a serious note. It's never okay to drink and drive. That shit could have went real south. But also, like,
no one got hurt, by the way. Luckily.
Well, just you know how much this surprises me. Fucking like MMA fighter drinks and drives, crashes into cars, and fucking wrecks his own. Like, again, I'm glad Tony's all right, but it's like people are like, oh my God, Tony Ferguson was drinking and driving. Again, it's these pussy ass MMA fans. Oh, I'm so outraged that he was drinking and driving. Let me tell you another thing. He was probably on steroids and cocaine too, listening to them little elves talk about the chimney and all that bullshit. He was probably fucked up as shit. What the fuck? Who gives a fuck? Like, I mean, again, I don't want him to be hurt, but it's like, oh my God, he was drinking and driving. Man, half that roster. Kevin Holland is somewhere drinking and driving right now, getting bossed up by JWoww. That's happening right now as we speak.
Yeah. No, so that's fucked up. It makes me laugh about the chimney thing because now it's like he probably thought like Elf on the Shelf was a thing, and his wife put the elf on the fucking chimney. And he was like, "What the fucking move, dude?" No, I'm just kidding. Look, all joking aside, I hope he gets fucking help, something, even if it means going to prison for a minute, like or jail for a minute, like might help him. Who knows? But yeah. All right. Oh man, I think we're out of time for sure. But let me just check real last second check of the headlines. Seriously, whatever fucking Chad Mendes is on, I want to be on. That motherfucker's jacked.
He's a yoke little fucker.
He's like HGH, a bus, bro. Yeah. So, let's see. Oh, Demetrius Johnson's gonna talk to GSP, Habib, and a couple other guys about retirement. You know, cool. What else is there?
Habib.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Man,
you want to talk about it?
Don't come back and take a fight. I can't stay.
He ain't gonna come back. Let it go, man. It's over. It's been so long, dude. All right. You got anything you want to talk about before we go?
No, I don't know. What's happening next weekend? Is it just that fucking shit UFC card? Do we have anything else? Is there a boxing match or something?
Rosenstrike against
2 months of fucking house arrest. You see that?
Yeah, he's fucking.
Gotta love that. You imagine being Gervonta Davis on fucking house arrest? Can you imagine the fucking whores? The whores and the booze and the goddamn debauchery.
It's like, bro,
like, yeah, lock me in a house. I'm filthy fucking rich. Who's got fucking the goddamn Instagram going? Get the fucking all the whores over here of every flavor.
You mentioned it like that, and it reminds me of Pablo Escobar when he made a deal with the Colombian government to build his own jail, and he had hookers and all this shit coming in. Like,
it's like I'm gonna be fucking drinking champagne. I'm going to be getting my fucking hog sucked, and I'm gonna be eating steak and lobster for fucking 60 days. Good job, guys.
Probably training my garage and shit.
Training my ass off. Well, he's staying at his trainer's house too.
There you go.
Very convenient. That's where he got the fucking house arrest at his trainer's house. So like, fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's not an idiot. Well, for the most part, except for what he did, he's an idiot. All right. If nothing else is gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everyone who tuned in tonight. Burnt Chrysler makes me laugh. I call Bert Kreischer that for fun. So Bert Chrysler's funny. Kairos Otis was here. Joe, all I do is UFCs. I know you on Twitter. Why do I do know you on Twitter? I have to. What else we got? Santiago was here. Otis was here. Everyone tunes in. Loves the fuck out of you guys. Shout out to everyone tunes in. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment. Man, what else is there? I think it's gonna be it for us, man. It's a nice little Sunday, man. We'll be back either next week or some point. We'll be back. We gotta make this shit get going and get shit away. But the whole traveling shit I've been doing, everything, is what it is. A couple shout outs here. Shout out to the entire Cageside Press crew. I was in Denver for one, and one of my editors, Jay Anderson, really good friend. He fucking held it down because the Wi-Fi in the hotel was shit, and he ended up having to do a bunch of the 288 shit on his own. So I appreciate you, Jay. Shout out to Jake Noker, who went out to UFC 288 in New Jersey, covered it live for us. Great fucking work, honestly. Great fucking work. That dude's he's gonna be somebody here in the next 2-3 years for sure. I'm telling y'all. And shout out to everyone. Appreciate the hell out of you guys, right? You can follow the page at Keyword MMA or the show at Keyword MMA, CagesidePress.com, at Cageside Press on everything. JMC Jesus for Fred. I'm at Eli32. Shout out to everyone tuned in. We love the fuck out of you guys. Catch you guys on the next one. It's been so long I forgot my little ending fucking script. It's kind of weird. But it's gonna do it for me and Fred. For myself, the entire crew, good night. Good night, Wilshire.